OD favored, but Mirana has the scaling factor where you get like the double wraith, and you know your attack animation isn't the greatest, but you can at least do that when you have a secondary Naga there.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, getting ourselves into game one of this best of 3 series in the upper bracket. And my, oh my, what a game this has the potential to set up to be as we go through the lineup of Newbee. Faith, of course, supporting up on the Disruptor. And Arteezy building Pipe of Insight, taking a page out of Eternal Envy's book there, SCCC. On the mid, Mugi, the carry Venomancer. Something that Evil Geniuses himself, of course, will know quite well. You know, we've seen in the past, was it back at Epicenter, pretty much every game Arteezy played Venomancer.
I talked to Jack
so he's going to know how to deal with it.
Yeah, I talked to Jack a little bit before this game actually happened, and he was letting me know. He's like, yeah, Newbee, of course, they highly respect EG, but not only that, they've looked at them in the past, and they've actually taken a couple strategies, a couple heroes from them, and tried them out. So this shows it right away with this kind of draft. So the OD is really cool here, not just for, of course, like the save mechanic as we were talking about with the Astral, but the Essence Aura can put a big factor in with the Abaddon push with the Venomancer. You're going to have like that infinite mana sustain kind of going on. We have an early smoke coming out, it looks like Newbee. They're trying to get deep and aggressive onto that first bounty rune.
So they can get this as, at the moment, obviously, up in EG's own jungle, only Arteezy all by his lonesome. So Newbee definitely have the chance to catch him if he does come too close to this top bounty.
We've got a double. Yeah, both teams actually smoked up and went for the opposing bounty rune. So we've some dodging action, it looks like, happening. Yeah,
EG having the chance of getting this connection impact onto the Abaddon. They are going to spot each other out, and we'll see if they try and make a go. KP trying to man up. Between these three, quite hard to bring down the Abaddon. And he will be put up by the Torrent. And in fact, he's just got the 1 level in the Aphotic Shield. I don't know if it's going to be enough there already. EG chasing down KP, and that will be... No! Tries to salve up, not quite enough. Universe takes the first blood.
Don't believe he got the Stout Shield block there. He was hoping for it, of course, but... Yeah, nice play coming out. Beautiful Torrent. KP tried to juke it, but unable to do so.
Yeah, great start for Universe, of course, down on that bottom lane. It's going to be paired up at the moment with Naga Siren, and indeed, as you mentioned, looks like EG are going to have the focus of 2 towards mid. Try and keep SCCC on his toes in this matchup against Samael's Mirana.
So we didn't get to touch too much on it either, as EG is running the dual melee supports, which we've been seeing kind of rise a bit more now, but this time around it's strange, right? Like when they've had the Naga, they've been tending to have like that Disruptor, as the panel was mentioning. This time though, getting the Kunkka, having that big AoE kind of team fight and catch, which they were lacking. I'm pretty sure that's just why they wanted having that catch, which they were lacking.
Bottom lane again, Zai looking for the body blocks on KP. They will be able to burn through the first shield. But again, this dual lane, not a lane that I'm too used to seeing really. You know, Nature's Prophet and Naga Siren, but it seems to be doing pretty well at the moment against this solo lane KP Abaddon.
Arteezy is making his journey. He has walked from the top lane all the way down to bottom. He has now arrived. So he is going to be versus that Abaddon, and they're both just about level 1. So they're going to be able to trade right clicks with each other, and Universe is making the adjustment. They want to have that Timber versus Abaddon matchup.
With that in mind, as KP sees it, we'll see if they themselves want to make any sort of adjustment. At mid lane, though, it's going to be the ball into the setup. They're not going to follow through on it, just looking for harassment onto Samael. Didn't quite have the Burrow Strike back up.
They stacked the Burrow and the Astral there, actually, by accident. They could have put a little more harass. Not a kill, but slight little miscommunication coming up between the two of them. Bounty runes being exchanged.
As we can see, this bottom lane matchup, Arteezy, as you say, on this Timber Sword, being able to heavily nuke down the Abaddon. KP only sitting on 1 CS at the moment at this bottom lane. He has not had a fun opening because of the pressure and the matchups that EG have managed to find against him on this bottom lane. Elsewhere, of course, things looking quite nice for Newbee. You have this Venomancer, and at the moment, Mugi pretty much free farm up on this top lane. Not a lot that EG can do to slow him down. He's nearly level 3. He's got the backup of his supports. It's a scary lane. Universe and Zai have to be very careful.
Invis sinking.
Especially with Kaka coming in, getting the 2-man Burrow Strike from Invis. Universe he's going for the TP out, but he's not going to quite make it. That'll be one. Zai will just get himself away. Mid lane, Samael and Crit at the same time, going in with the harassment. But as we're seeing, this top lane tri-lane, I mean, granted, the Sand King did have an Invis, but there's definitely kill potential here for Newbee. Oh, hey, Universe. He just finds himself a freebie. KP in the jungle. I don't know if he was trying to deny himself there. It was only to the small neutrals, but it didn't work out, and Universe was ready to go.
Yeah, picking up those phase boots when he TP'd back. This is scary for KP, because now he doesn't really have a good place to go. Bottom lane is impossible for him to actually stand toe-to-toe with the Timber Saw. He can get some trade farm, but he can't harass him. really. Like, in the nature of the matchup, if it's a direct 1v1, Abaddon versus Timber right at the start, Abaddon can deal with it because you get your passive and you're able to right-click and harass. But now the Timbersaw has an advantage, which makes it super difficult for a melee strength hero.
Yeah, absolutely. Every other lane, you know, top and middle, looking to go fairly even for the time being. But yeah, that bottom lane, really a struggle for KP and Newbee. But perhaps that's the plan. Maybe they felt that always, you know, the Abaddon's lane in this draft, it was always going to be tough. He was always going to be in the lane that was going to be sacked by the team, and Newbee themselves will look to try and make up for it elsewhere on the map. I mean, he's still getting the levels, really. And as we've seen, he has died a couple of times, but you know, once he's sort of the level 4 point, he's got an extra point in the Aphotic Shield, he should feel a little safer.
Yeah, just a bit safer, for sure. He's always able to shield off the Whirling Death debuff, so he can't get 2 of them stacked up on himself, but Arteezy diving under.
They've got a lot of diving potential. Is he going to go down again? He does get the deny off with the mist coil. But the pressure really being put up for KP on this bottom lane. EG are not a fan.
Yeah, that secondary point in the Whirling Death. If anytime you go near the tree line, you get hit by that pure damage and the stat reduction. But yeah, he can shield it off, but it's still, yeah, that nature of the matchup is too hard when the Timbersaw is giving an advantage. He's got to still keep TPing down there, though, so he still has to be getting that experience. His job in this game, he has to be a bit farmed, so he has to watch him.
He had to be careful there. Came a little too close for the CS, and now there's the setup with the Astral Imprisonment coming in with the Burrow Strike. Faith there as well to join in the party. We'll get the value CS on the way down with the arrow, but that will be Samael taken out. Same time, though, up top, they realize that Mugi, he's left alone, and Evil Geniuses, as soon as they see an opportunity on top, they try and go, but Mugi, he's just a little too big. Tangos it up, walks away. As Newbee certainly making the favorable trade there. Evil Genius is trying to make something happen as soon as they realize both supports have moved mid, but they couldn't quite get that Venom.
It's always the scary thing about laning versus that OD. Even though the CS is relatively close, the OD of course pulls ahead with some denies because you're Astral the enemy and you get 3 last hits under it, but it's the threat. You Astral, you have to be very careful from those rotations coming in from Sanking Disruptor. And Newbee really needs to make sure that they do get those successful ganks because they're running an aggro tri-lane. So when you run this, your supports sometimes get under-leveled. You have to make sure to distribute your experienced resources properly so you don't get behind.
Look at this mid lane again. So much attention being put. Universe trying to see if he can find the position to TP in. He's playing around with it.
Kaka's there. He's set up in the
He
back.
is prepared to turn if Universe does commit. And Universe will actually turn his attention up towards the top lane where, for the time being, he's hanging around there with the Naga Siren.
So we've actually got, it's 5 minutes, first catapult wave. KP actually pulls the lane bottom. So now Arteezy's got a full wave and a catapult going under the tower.
KP has to be so careful.
They're going to push this tower here.
He can easily dive this tower, especially with the help of Universe. KP looking to be in trouble again. The shield's taken down. They will sprout him up, trying to get Arteezy in position to get the burst damage through, but as it is,
the right clicks are adding up.
Right clicks, he's just doing it here. KP, he's going to be going down again. The same time, though, in the mid lane, Newbee again with that tri-lane play, bringing in the 2 supports do get Samael.
Nice rotations from both teams. Universe recognizing that catapult bottom. The catapult actually dies though, so KP actually pulling them away from there lets the catapult go down and alleviates a lot of tower damage that would be coming out. But EG definitely communicating on all fronts. Arteezy's probably like, hey Universe, catapult wave coming down, we can dive this, and they do it perfectly.
For sure. I mean, we can see in the mid lane now, Crit is back there. It really feels like they need to put more into trying to protect Samael. Just having some sort of torrent for counter players. As we've seen Newbee get away with this Astral Imprisonment setup twice. Bottom lane, Arteezy will take the tower. KP and Kaka in the neighborhood, but of course Arteezy not feeling too scared at all now. He's level 6, he can pick up the arcane boots from the side shop, and he is top of the net worth.
Nice little surge of gold for their team. Top lane Mugi's been contesting this tri/quad stack that it was for a while with his Plague Wards. Actually claimed him at the majority of it, so a bit of a win coming in for him. Zai though now contesting it as well, and I mean Zai's doing incredibly well on the levels. Almost arcane boots, almost level 6 on Naga. Gonna be very relevant in the next upcoming fights with that sleep for the setup.
Bottom lane KP, I mean he's back here trying to get what he can against Arteezy, but he has to be so careful at this point where he's still yet to hit 6 himself.
Newbee wants to use this catapult top. They smoke up. They're trying to put the pressure on Universe and that safe lane tower. They should be able to with their timing as well, but EG seems to know something's up. They're making the rotation with Zai and with Crit.
You have the 2 points in Glimpse on Faith, so have very good catch potential. Depends how deep they want to go. Indeed, back.
Oh, he's trapped.
Oh, no. He's just going to set up for the kill there with the illusion block, trapping the Disruptor in. They'll see if they can play around for more. Torrent will connect onto Kaka. We saw just there the support Naga with the block, the Riptide and the illusions, just absolutely shred to pieces that Disruptor.
They really wanted to go for that dive. They really wanted to get that tower. match that aggression from EG toward bottom. So 2,000 gold lead right now going for EG, making slightly the better move so far. And they're actually the ones who are able to pressure towers a little bit better with that Nature's Prophet. Universe showing up to all those threats. With the drum now finished up, phase drum 8 minutes, pretty darn good.
Yeah, very good timing there for Universe. Same as well, sort of the build's going to be this game from Mugi. Looks like he's eyeing up the, okay, treads into the 4 stuff. Just so he has that extra maneuverability, because there is a lot of catch and chase down from EG with the X marks and such, but the same certainly to be said by Newbee.
4 steps are very important in this game, too,
Absolutely.
because they already have the combo from EG, you know, to land the arrows. Of course, there's the batting shield to remove them, but making them further away like that. Arteezy bottom looks like they're making the move for him.
He's got to get out of there. SCCC and Faith both looking for him. They will get the glimpse back, but
the timber chain all the way across.
And he goes for the TP out. Arteezy, the 10K madman, gets away.
That
what
was
a
sick.
cute little play there from the boy. Top lane, Mugi as well. He says I could TP out, but no! Zai's there!
And the arrow.
6. The arrow's in. EG, take down Mugi.
They have detection, says Crit.
Destroy the barracks, then get back. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Sumail. There's still tier 1s to take down.
But that's impressive there. This is all because of how efficient Zai's being with his movements. He's level 6 pre-10 minutes, so that means without the tome, if he wasn't 6 there, that kill was not happening.
Arteezy looking for the hood build next and such.
Definitely.
Almost then, certainly going back for the Bloodstone afterwards.
Yeah, the hood versus like Sand King, Venomancer,
yeah.
Disruptor is just way too much magical damage.
Let's see if they can get a catch up top. Does have the backup. Here we go with the glimpse back. But look, the X to
X
counter.
play.
Sweet little play. Very, very strong to have the Kunkka against this Disruptor.
Something we've talked about in the past, but this time around it was a little bit forgotten about how powerful that X can be versus Disruptor.
Absolutely, totally destroys.
Play.
Yeah, what Newbee is trying to do then. And you know every time that they go for that glimpse play, there's going to be numerous heroes there. So essentially, you know, a large amount of time wasted for Newbee and SCCC, who was in the neighborhood looking to get involved in the kill.
SCCC is like the big person they have to play around for the kills now. Venomancer, not really the greatest at going for these kills with everybody else now because of how much escape EG really does have. The Timbersaw, the Mirana, both very hard to kill heroes if they don't have that damage or that lockdown. Now they do have Disruptor 6 on Newbee, so they can respond with that Static Storm, but now EG making the move, looking for KP.
KP is level 7 now, of course, so with the Max Athletic Shield and the Borrowed Time, he is quite a tricky target.
That's not a great place either. There's
go for
tower, but now with Arteezy coming in and KP overextending a bit.
With him coming out this far, they definitely should have potential to bring him down twice. Here's the first setup from Crit, brings him back into the Torrent. Borrowed Time out straight away. KP, he has got backup on the way. Faith TP's in, Athletic Shield's out again. KP should be fine. Now it's Evil Geniuses that have to be careful. Faith with the glimpse back onto Crit, SCCC in the neighborhood as well, trying to chase this down. Can he quite close the gap for the Astral? There's going to be the Torrent to create the space. And in fact, EG jump back in. The Starstorm for Sumail. They take down KP, and they may even get more out of this as well. They walk out the Static Storm, and Evil Geniuses just turn around.
They had everything going for them there. Newbee in a place where it was a awkward place, like awkward location to fight. Arteezy able to delay it long enough for the backup to arrive. Universe with the Wrath of Nature. More than enough damage coming through.
And Newbee there really did feel that they had the chance to turn it. And to be fair, it did look like they did. But as you say, Evil Geniuses just turning up as a team, taking the fight, taking a tier 2 here on the bottom lane. 12 minutes
12 minutes in the tier 2. That gives them so many access points now into the Newbee jungle. And it makes it a bit awkward now. Newbee had to like park somebody bottom all the time to be able to deal with that push, because now Nature's Prophet has an avenue to be able to start chipping at that high tier 3 tower.
We'll see it again. And pretty much what the call here is made to turn as soon as Arteezy gets massive amounts of damage onto KP after the Borrowed Time wears off. And as soon as you see the OD astraling himself as Newbee, you know the fight's over.
Yep.
He's stuck in the midst of it all. No way of getting SCCC out. And a very, very painful fight then. A little smile from Zai. It comes out just for the moment. Back to work, he says, as he gets back into the game. But 8 for 3, 5K gold lead at the moment for Evil Geniuses at this very early stage of the game.
Super good opener coming out for them, opening and laning phase. Kaka now trying to find that Blink Dagger. I think if they try to make those gank attempts happen from now on, they want to have the Sand King there for that hard lockdown. Because other than that, they don't really have anything. It's just the kinetic field with the Static Storm. So they really have to be playing around the Sand King and the OD if they want to make those plays. But very difficult when EG just playing a little bit faster, just making the moves happen. And during this, Zai's just been parked up in the top lane for quite a while. Level 7, working on mech, almost halfway there. going to make their timing for their push very nice. Maybe Arteezy will go for the Bloodstone and then into a pipe so that they can threaten that high ground eventually.
Definitely, as you mentioned earlier, the importance of these 4 stars for Newbee. Mugi and SCCC going straight for them. Relatively close to having them as well, and then at least there is that little bit of potential extra save to reposition their teammates.
KP finishes up his Midas, so that, you know, the little bit of desperation Midas trying to catch up after that hard start that he did have. So very deep wards coming out from EG, since they know they already claimed the tier 2. They can now watch a lot of the early movements out of the base coming out from Newbee, so they will actually know. If Newbee does not smoke, they'll know a lot of where those rotations are happening.
See who is the next to move. I mean, at the moment, both teams seemingly content with continuing to just farm up, making sure that all lanes are covered.
They want to make a move on top. Sumail making the rotation. So I was trying to get a net, but Kaka backs up and gets a little bit safer now. Rotation's coming out, though. Crit draws the line. He wants to get a deep ward so that they can start another deep ward on the left side of the map. Because right now, a lot of EG's vision is all on the right side, so they don't really have a lot of information on that left side. So, and he does put one down.
Yeah, as we can see though as well for Newbee, the vision game very nice in the sense that Mugi consistently keeps this area just scattered with plague wards. So any sort of movement like that is going to be impossible from Evil Geniuses unless they come in with the smoke.
EG very content. They're very happy with the way this pace is going. They're just farming. They're farming more, and they're also able to threaten towers. Newbee's not. Does Newbee have Blink on Sand King yet? They're 400 short, so defending this tier 1 is going to be very difficult.
Don't even get the deny there as EG take the tower, looking for the torrent, but in fact, the sleep will mean that the torrent doesn't connect. Nonetheless, they want to go in for more. Here comes the boat straight away. SCCC will get the dodge off with the
the static storm!
And now the turnaround, 3 a trap. Massive ult from Mugi. Evil Geniuses, they have to get out somehow. Zai trying to run under the cover of the Moonlight Shadow from Sumail, but it's not enough. Zai's down. They're going to lose both of them. Zai and Sumail falling as Newbee come in perfectly with that turnaround. A great angle for Kaka to come in on the Sand King, hitting that Burrow Strike, setting up for a perfect combination from Faith.
That was, yeah, absolutely perfect. 3-man Static Storm on the exact heroes that he wanted to get. Newbee now able to actually turn it around a bit.
Absolutely.
EG with a little bit of miscoordination, but also that quick Astral coming out from SCCC. The boat combo with the sleep is very hard to pull off versus these heroes with those defense mechanics.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. I mean, the initial kind of to play with the torrent and the sleep message up, but obviously EG feel they've got enough skills elsewhere to still go for it. But as you said, this timing, bam, just in time, and Kaka walked through. They just did. Yep. They did not have eyes on the Sand King. They let him go to work, and then all the ults come out. Epicenter, everything. Everything comes out from Newbee. I mean, I feel EG were lucky to only have lost 2 there. That could have got a lot messier, the way that turned around.
Trying to continue their aggression here down onto SCCC, but unable to connect the torrent. He's got his 4-staff out already, so we'll have that save. So SCCC building toward that BKB. It's going to be very helpful toward EG's lineup since they're like 90% magic damage. However, we haven't seen the Miranas build toward that physical damage in the recent months. Going for like the Manta, the Diffusal Blades, something along those lines, and that's what Sumail does have queued up. Universe going for that Orchid, very good versus both the Abaddon and versus OD. OD, a hero that suffers a lot versus silences. Of course, Abaddon can shield it off if it's on him, so more than likely it'll be on the Abaddon in most of those engagements to not allow him to save people.
Look at this, Newbee smoking up, trying to make a play, maybe to catch EG off guard, as EG may not expect this, as they know that Newbee expended the majority of their big ultimates in that last fight. And Zai, indeed, he's wandering dangerously close to them here. We'll see if they can get the catch, and it looks like they should, with Kaka jumping in with the Burrow Strike, Static Storm, to make sure there's no chance of a song or any sort of return play, as Newbee get a clean pick-off indeed.
Zai with the B right back. Recognizes. So, yeah, Newbee making some very good reactionary plays, working with what they've got on the map so far. They haven't gotten to, they only got to claim 1 tower and almost a secondary one, but playing very defensive, very reactive to EG's movements.
Mugi continues to farm up very nicely on the top lane. I mean, we can see at the moment, in terms of the individual hero's net worth, it's only KP that's behind, and granted, as you mentioned, 30 minutes in, getting that Midas, he's going to start to close that gap if this game continues at this pace. So across the board, really, everyone in in a very kind of equal position. There's a slight lead for Evil Geniuses, but now only being 2,000, it's really tailed off. It was a lot worse earlier on in the game, but ever since that turnaround mid and that pick-off like as we saw onto Zai, Newbee recovering their position, and it's looking to be a close one coming out of the end of this early stage.
Yeah, EG now being a bit scared because they know that Sanking Blink Dagger is up. The threat of the big team fight is there. That's what the panel was talking about with the draft. Newbee has a very team fight oriented draft, while EG, they do have team fight, but they want to be able to reset and re-engage with that sleep at all times. So now Newbee able to pressure toward that top tower. They're going to get a lot of map control from this, getting the access points into the EG jungle. EG's not spending too much time in there though, but yeah, you see the lines already drawn out from Arteezy. He's like, there's going to be people around here. Zai already making the move up there, sending some illusions to push out the wave.
As the mech done now for Zai, so Evil Geniuses definitely a potential to group up and look to take these fights.
I wonder what KP's going to buy on the Abaddon. He's banking up gold, thinking maybe we might see that Radiance, right?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Used to see. Yeah.
I would not be surprised.
He went for the experience, gained talent too, since he went to Midas, so he's going to surge up and up that net worth and experience, of course.
I'm going to see if Evil Genius can get the catch here, but already Newbee aware to the happenings. S-Triple-C is already out.
He might get Moogie though.
Not going to quite get the initial X, and all that force out will mean he's out of range. Moogie getting himself out. Zai's continuing to chase, see if he can find anything, but now with Kaka in the neighborhood, impossible for EG to go for Moogie anymore. So nice escape there from Newbee after sort of, as you say, taking the tier 1 and starting to clean out EG's jungle.
This lull period for EG is actually very threatening because now it's OD. The OD is almost going to have a BKB finished up, and that's going to completely counter all of EG's threats that they have out on the table. So he's going to be super scary. The only thing they can really do is net him and kite him or sprout him, but of course he has the 4-step to kind of deal with that already. So that's probably what Newbee's waiting for next. To get that BKB online, then they can maybe make a smoke play and get on the aggressive side. Because, I mean, they should be feeling quite comfortable with how much they've gotten, how much time they've gotten, how much of the map has opened up after that mid lane fight. I mean, KP's just been, KP's chilling. He's just been farming for a while. 3,000, he's on his way.
He really is. You know, as I said, he's going to be up there soon with the rest of them, and yeah, he's less than 1,000 really behind Sumail and such on the Mirana. And talking about Sumail, how is he doing on his next item? So Manta
still building Manta.
Yeah, just a few hundred away, so yeah, very close to having that one done.
Crit gets spotted out in the jungle. There's no way to stun him or lock him down though, so they will TP away.
I mean, do you think this is an issue if you're Evil Geniuses and you are letting this sort of time pass where suddenly this Abaddon is going to pop out of the jungle and have a Radiance complete at this pace?
It's definitely scary, yeah. They're acquiring, you know, they're farming all over the place too. They're not, it's not like they're falling super far behind the map, but it's the fact that this OD now has BKB and Newbee actually has such a scary group up. They don't have great objective takers, but if they can group up into straight team fight, and if they win through that Song of the Siren, that's where it's going to be big wins for them. We now do see the Song coming out. They are on the prowl for some Newbee heroes.
See if they can get Moogie. He is going to head up to the high ground, very dangerously close to them. Sumail has the DD as well. There's the X-Mark setup. Can he get himself out of this one? Well, Universe and the silence there. There's no way he gets out. Tries to shove himself away, but the damage is too much. EG will claim the kill.
S-Triple-C is walking right up on Crit right now.
He's trying to find some avenging
shots him.
He gets it, jukes out the shard. And the damage coming in brings Sumail incredibly low. Zai has to Song to make sure there's no chance of a Sanities or so turning around. They try and go for the arrow tiling, but it's off. Evil Geniuses, they mess up Zai. That mech play does keep him alive, but they turn for the bigger kill. Arteezy's turned up into a bit of a static storm.
They do not want to fight into this OD right now. 72 in stolen at this point. This is scary.
And Zai did end up ticking down as well. 3 gone. And now Newbee start to get the push on, and it's exactly as you said. As soon as that BKB's out in the OD, S-Triple-C, he can do what he wants in the fight.
Did you see him? He just ran into 4 heroes. He did not care at all. Kaka was farming jungle as well, and he's just like, nah, I don't need you.
72 intel stolen as well. He didn't even have to drop the ultimate.
Did we actually see where Kaka's epicenter was?
I'm not sure.
I see it's on cooldown, and I didn't really see him in the area, so I don't know what happened there. But S-Triple-C definitely just walking up, no fear whatsoever. And yeah, look at this instacked up. 72, if they're able to take a fight, it's probably going to be out by the time they will.
Yeah. If only it was level 25. But unfortunately, SCCC, even he cannot achieve that. 23 minutes in.
Hey, we're talking about level 25. Of course, it's a long way away, but Newbee has some super threatening ones, be it the OD with plus duration and, of course, the Abaddon, which we've talked about is the strongest level 25 talent.
And that Radiance, yeah, it's about a minute away at this pace.
Wow.
As he is so close to having that recipe done.
This is a scary point for EG now.
I think it really is. Bottom lane, Crit. He's going to hold back Kaka. Universe is there as well, but he has to be careful. I mean, Universe is playing with this, but he also knows. He'll Shadow Blade him back off.
Kaka just blinks in aggressively, he knows.
They do have 4 of them here on Newbee, but it looks like EG will be fine as they hide in the trees, TP themselves out of there. 9 for 9 at the moment. Zai looking to get that Greaves complete. About 500 gold away, and the recipe will be out. And Faith going straight for the Agronyms this game on the Disruptor.
Long ways away.
For sure.
His will probably not come, but it's like naturally through team fights, maybe we'll see him get a couple big kills. And that can be a way to actually deal with if the BKBs and such items come out for EG. They can just do the Astral combo into the Static Storm, one of the very strong combos we've seen in the past. Even though it's only isolates one target, but it can be used very effectively.
There we have it. Yeah, KP with this Radiance. I mean, KP, he has kept his composure and recovered absolutely amazing. We saw in that bottom lane, he was not having fun. Consistently getting dove upon. Newbee just absolutely leaving him alone. And this is why, because they felt that they could sort of hold the game off, get to this position, and you cannot tell that this Abaddon had a tough opening. Phase Radiance, 24 minutes in, you're fine with that.
Yeah. He's had a lot of freedom. He's literally been jungling for quite a long time now. Hasn't been needed to get involved into the engagements. After that mid-tier 1 fight, it's pretty much been all Newbee on the up and up. Yeah, the experience as well is going 6,000 for Newbee, and the gold is just about 2,000.
Yeah,
so
just being
momentum.
That little bit more efficient in comparison to Evil Geniuses across the map, whilst there's this passive state of gameplay.
And they're building for late game. They're building for that kind of tri-core scaling, because Mugi built a Maelstrom, and he's gonna go for the BKB next. So he definitely wants to still be a damage-dealing force versus the Timbersaw, versus the Mirana, getting this extra, the magic damage that comes through the Maelstrom. I
mean, it's great there. It's great against, of course, the Nug's Illusion, the Treants from Nature's Prophet.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect time to burn it, as you say. Yeah, the speed that he's got it is fantastic. Top of the network, Mugi.
They'll all be damage dealers. It's going to be an OD dealing damage, a Venomancer dealing high amounts of damage amongst his ultimate, which is already one of the higher ones, of course. And then Radiance Abaddon.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You look at EG's lineup, if you can control the Timber, sort of move out of the way of Zai's spells, who's coming in with the punch? I mean, it's going to take still a bit of time, really, before Sumail's got that much of a right click. He needs to have at least the Diffusal Blade done, and he's still working towards that.
And sometimes we see versus those BKBs, what's good is those instant disables, which EG does not have in this type of game. They don't have a Blink Echo Slam. They don't have a Blink Sanking Stun.
With this Moonlight, though, they will have eyes onto Kaka. He's actually just going to duke it out. They can't quite catch him. Now he jumps forward, looking to block them off, and that's going to allow SCCC to come in. They will Song, but that's going to mess up the boat combo.
They got Sumail glimpse back already.
And they've got the kill with that one. That's the big one. Sumail down for 55, and EG, I mean, it feels like they're getting sort of the jitters here on this main stage. They're making all these plays, but they're not very coherent, and Newbee, they're keeping it cool.
For sure, Kaka did there. Dodging 2 spells and getting a nice burrow strike. It doesn't hit anybody, but survives and they get Sumail. That's all that matters there. And Song's on cooldown now for 100 seconds. Newbee had to expend nothing. They don't have the greatest Roche lineup, but they have the team fight around the Roche. So they might just be able to go in there and force EG to do something about it. EG used everything there. All of their ultimates were expended.
I mean, they probably hope that EG knows about this. This is just them dominating the game and saying, come and fight us, because they know that there's no way that EG can in the state that they're in. This is absolutely going to be a free Roshan for Newbee as they pick up the Aegis. And this is the point now where with the items and the power that Newbee have amassed, they can start thinking about trying to push down tier 2s and maybe even getting up to the high ground.
And the Roche isn't even that slow because, the Curse of Avernus, the Abaddon's already starting to scale so heavily that it actually accelerates it that much forward. Big gain there for Newbee now, having that Aegis. And I wonder what KP's going to build next. With that Radiance, he's got another 3,000 already in stock.
My goodness. Radiance, is Octarine still the build on this Radiance Abaddon?
It's pretty damn strong if that's what they want to go for, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we know that obviously he's going to have mana for days. He can spam out those spells, as you mentioned, with having that Essence Aura, the OD when they group up and push. Looks like it's going to be the Aghanims as he picks up the point booster. That's going to be the next point of call, and I mean, that obviously brilliant as well. If they do want to try and do something about ending the game soon, it's going to be massive. Up top, we will have the side of Evil Geniuses going for the play, and they'll burst
they actually burst him down before.
Very nicely done.
He's got the Silver
Edge, hasn't he, Universe?
Silver Edge Orchid, unable to use that ultimate.
Nothing
from Abaddon
he can do. I mean, that's the combo. And that's him down for a minute.
Maybe now he'll change his item build. Maybe he'll switch up to a Lotus Orb or something along those lines. We'll see if he does make the adjustment. He did buy the point booster, but needs something to be able to remove that silence so that he can activate and trigger his ultimate through that Silver Edge.
Oh, yeah. He does change it.
He changed it up, right? Manta and stuff.
Going for the Manta stuff.
So more of a scaling kind of item. He wants to be a damage-dealing, transitioning core rather than getting these supportive type items.
So cleaning out the way. Crit, just sending the boat through. Faith hiding in the trees just in case anyone else was going to reveal themselves, but EG backing up. Not looking to stick around. As the diffuser blade finally done us a bit, but it really feels like this is
behind.
I was going to say, this is quite a slow game from Sumail. I mean, you look at the net worth on the heroes, and this is not the position you normally expect Sumail to be in, at the bottom of all the cores on the map.
They put a lot of emphasis on
True,
Mirana.
They did gank him a few times at the start.
They put free ganking on mid, and EG doesn't really have heroes that can save the Mirana that well. So yeah, Sumail's definitely struggling in this one. Newbee with that Aegis.
It's all about that.
Making the play now toward mid, smoked up on the two supports behind the OD. They're showing the Venomancer top too, so EG might not be expecting this one.
I mean, Sumail, we just talked about him having a tough game. It's about to get even rougher as they trap him in the Static Storm. Newbee again with these big pickoffs. And at this pace, I don't know if the Sumail's even going to get the chance to catch back into this game. As Newbee consistently focusing him down, and it's absolutely working at this stage. It's so hard for Sumail to be any sort of threat at all against Newbee's lineup.
It's such a smart way that they do it too. It's like they don't show many people on the map. The lanes are in a pretty decent spot. Then Mugi shows top. He starts like forcing the wave out a bit, and they smoke behind that mid lane with only 3 heroes, which EG just there's no way that they can see that coming with the Venomancer shown top.
Here we go, up to the high ground. Newbee ready to push in. EG, what can they do to hold this off? There's no Sumail Mirana for 25 seconds. So KP can just afford to stand there, beat in upon it. We'll start to TP back at least the Sand King to try and clean out this bottom lane, as there's a bit of a split push coming in from Evil Geniuses. They themselves moving forward. Universe with the Treants starting to put some pressure onto the tier 3, and it looks like that's going to be enough to bring Newbee back off.
Oh, Kaka just causticing all that down. Cash money. SCCC building toward a Hex next, already level 20, so we were talking about those 25s a couple minutes ago, and it's approaching that point. Abaddon as well, getting level 20 soon. Once they get those level 25s, it just becomes absurd. But those two talents are super powerful for the long drawn-out team fights.
I mean, what's the plan here for Evil Geniuses? How do they recover from this sort of slump that they're hitting in the mid-game? And with a lineup that it feels like it's going to be hard to come back against the size that SCCC is. I mean, you see SCCC
just going in.
Into the jungle of Evil Geniuses, popping the BKB. You know, he's had it with this passive play. He wants to fight. He wants to look for the action. I mean, he's now going to be a BKB charge down. I mean, we'll see if EG can capitalize on this. They've got Zai.
There's no BKB on the OD, but still Aegis. They don't want to try to make a play.
They're getting out.
There. It's too scary. Abaddon's right there as well, so if you do get like the arrow combo or anything, he can just remove it off. Definitely can't make an aggressive play onto the Aegis there. I
mean, that just goes to show, you know, effectively how far Newbee feel they are ahead.
Yeah.
Your OD can just blink into the jungle, BKB, and he's like, if I get a kill, I get a kill. If I don't, whatever. Feeling that confident at the moment with the situation.
EG pretty much, like you were asking before, they need to split the map up. They need to just keep splitting until that Aegis, once the BKB start getting lower as well, the fights start becoming a bit easier, but it still ain't easy. It's a very hard game for them coming to the further state because of those talents that we mentioned and just the nature of how Newbee's draft works for theirs. These BKBs, BKB on Veno, BKB on OD, majority of the threat from EG is just countered from that Magic community.
And there's no doubt that the split is being played. You see Universe, he, amongst it all, is still top of the second on the net worth.
They're trying to make a play.
Doing so much across the map.
When that Aegis expires, they're trying to make a play here. But the BKB is back online for SCCC.
I mean, how do they catch it? They have to get the
Torrent arrow.
This is the combo. Torrent there, into the arrow, perfectly done. The Orchid the boat. Very, very clean execution from EG.
That's the only way they can do it is if he can't get the BKB off with the full.
I mean, and now that is an OD down for a minute. SCCC does not have buyback. Yep. This top lane, looking to be in trouble as EG are coming forward. Kaka tries with the epicenter, but he barely catches anyone. He gives a bit of a tickle to RTZ, but EG stick around. The silence is down to KP. He's forced back. Mugi will
Storm on 2, on 3.
Has trapped 3 of them here. EG may well have stayed there. Welcome with the burst strike as well. Newbee still fight back hard without their OD. They may even get more as there's the glimpse back onto Crit. Newbee say this is very much still a game we have a hold on as they bring 4 of EG down. And EG, quite like myself, maybe getting a little too excited off the back of taking down the OD.
I was just sitting there waiting for the fight recap to come up just so I can see how much damage the Venomancer did. 5,100 damage in that fight, getting everybody into the Poison Nova. Perfect follow-up Static Storm without the OD, as you were mentioning. Yeah. They get a lot of damage on that tower, though. It's down to 200 health, so it does give Universe a bit of opportunities and options to go there and pressure it, but you see how hard it is for EG to get the kills on the OD there. It has to be perfect, the torrent into arrow, because they don't have that instant disable for the BKB.
And look at this. I mean, this is just the dream here as well for Faith. Just waltzes in. Look how grouped up EG are. They got so set on trying to finish off KP.
The Force Staff.
Bam.
You know, we touched on it. We said the Force Staffs were so important in this game. They almost killed KP because of the Silver Edge Orchid combo, so he couldn't use his ultimate. But then Force Staff, he's out of range, and the fight, EG just gets put into a clumping position and get hit by multiple ultimates and suffer.
And we saw there, you know, KP's life once again nearly was on the line because of the fact that he got Silver Edge hit and silence. Now he's got the Manta Style. So they were close to killing him. Now it's so hard. There's very little they can do in terms of trying to kill him at all at the start.
And even the Manta Radiance illusions are just obnoxious. It's not like they really have any hard right clickers on the side of EG. It's the Nature's Prophet and the Murano for that evasion, but it's just annoying that how farmed this Abaddon can be already. Level 22, getting closer and closer to 25. Universe.
We'll see. Jumping in, has the setup, Sentry down. Zai will come in with the save. And straight with the glimpse. Oh no! Oh, Faith! He was there outside of the sleep radius, ready to set up with the glimpse back, and Universe is gone. I mean, Newbee, nothing goes past these guys. They will catch you.
And they're getting a lot of momentum. 8,000 gold lead now. We have a Disruptor's 3/4 of the way toward an Aghanims as well. That's going to be a really nice little luxury piece that he can pick up. And the siege comes out.
Yeah, now this is Newbee's turn to go. This is how you break a high ground. The boat will come through. It's going to be duked out, whether it be Yules or Astral Imprisonments to keep Newbee safe. Jump forward, SCCC just goes in. They jump forward with a bonus strike. Crit will be kept alive by Zai. Only just. The pipe's out as well. Buyback from Universe as they do their best to hold here, EG, but already the tier 3 falling low. It will force the BKB out on SCCC. Newbee now looking to disengage. EG chasing down with the Moonlight. Can they actually get a catch onto anyone? At the same time, indeed, top lane. The rack came through. Universe did take the top melee racks. So EG, with this split, they are paying very heavily with lives as both Sumail and Crit go down. They got the melee racks trade, but was it worth it? Because now Newbee are back in. They know there's 2 down on EG. Faith will end up going down in the base as RTZ continues to put on the pressure, but Evil Genius's base looking to be in the bigger shambles as Newbee will clean up the middle lane of racks. Still 2 tier 2s in both of the side lanes.
They're going for tier 4.
They're going for the game.
At least.
There's no buybacks here for EG, only RTZ and Universe. Can they actually hold this? I mean, Universe is TPing back down to try and rat again, but it doesn't matter if you're splitting the racks, if you're losing the base. 1 tier 4 almost certainly going to fall, potentially 2. Now the buybacks have just come back on. Sumail can get back in, but already both tier 4s down. Newbee looking towards the base. There's the buyback. Can they hold? RTZ with the Shiva's Guard trying to slow them down. The arrow connects onto the OD. Torrent follows through as well. Here comes the boat, but SCCC dukes it just in time with the Astral Imprisonment. Newbee, they're focusing the base. They're looking for the game. RTZ looks to cut down Mugi. Not quite enough damage. Mugi's still alive. BKB out by SCCC. Blinks in. Finishes off the game. Newbee take game 1.
Wow. Super impressive way that they stalled the game out. letting one overextension from EG punish them so heavily. That one overextension in the mid lane just set them to a point where they could farm so many different places on the map.
That's
the one scare that I think in the first 5 to 10 minutes in the laning phase, that EG can suffer.
Yeah, we've seen in the past, SCCC Queen of Pain can be quite the showstopper. So a lot of hype to see what he can pull out now. Sumail this game, as the panel mentioned, it will indeed be playing the mid Necrophos. And kind of as the panel touched upon, something we don't see that much, but Sumail raising the stakes there in the mid lane. Giving the good luck to SCCC. SCCC will get it right back there with a thumbs up as well. I like it.
Oh, this is great.
Just dropping the mail as well. I love that. I mean, this is the great thing about the mid lane. We saw it last game. It was a little unfair. SCCC kind of brought his friends across.
We got smiles coming out from Faith. Everyone's in good manners right now.
But at the end of the day, it's such an important game. You know, for Evil Geniuses, if they end up dropping down to the lower bracket, it's obviously something that we've seen them do a lot in the past, and maybe it's, you know, saving straps for the lower bracket. But I'm sure they're going to want to bring this one to a game 3.
Yeah.
And the panel, they seemed a lot more comfortable with the lineup that they had in comparison to EG's lineup in game 1.
Yeah, I think, like Ben in the panel did say, the EG's lineup, if they get to that BKB Enigma point, it's where it's super difficult. There's no way to cancel it. There is no way for Newbee to really deal with it in that direct way. They can deal with it in other ways of just forcing fights around it and try to take engagements like that, like pickoffs and whatnot. And I think that it's going to be important to watch the supports on the side of Newbee, because I think what they're going to just be doing is putting as much pressure on the other 2 lanes, so this Bloodseeker can just use his Thirst and Blood Rage to kind of 1v1 versus that Enigma. And we do see mid lane, Kaka actually places a very sneaky ward behind the tower with his smoke movement. So he's looking for a courier.
Look at this though. EG are playing a step ahead. They're taking it around the long way. And I think that this is going to work out. Kaka unlikely to come and check around elsewhere. Will be caught under the vision now, but EG were prepared for that there.
Maybe on the way back?
That depends. Yeah, how careful they're going to be here. It looks like they're not going to be careful enough indeed. They were careful on the way out. They weren't careful on the way back. As Kaka grabs the courier.
So that's one way to get a good start off for your Queen of Pain and your Bloodseeker. They're already going to have pretty decent matchups, but with that surge of gold, it's now a Queen of Pain Shadow Shaman with high base damage versus this Sand King Necro. And the Bloodseeker, like we said, in that 1v1. So putting that, it's pretty much a tri-lane mid from Newbee to put the pressure onto the Necrophos. Because Necro's a hero that it can be very strong in that mid lane, but if you start getting like just pressured down by this Ether Shock and the Shadow Strike starts taking up, a roll hits you, you're going to be at low HP and you can just drop from that.
There we go, going in onto Zai there. Zai, that's the Burrow Strike back in return. Him and Kaka just trading hits. But yeah, for sure. And we saw as well last game how Sumail was pretty irrelevant for the last part of it because of the heavy pressure that Newbee put him on at the start. So yeah, indeed looking to go for a repeat performance in that state.
KP's going to get a lot because of this, the laning setup that Newbee does as well. That they have these 2 supports running around. The Bloodseeker has all the freedom in the world to just farm top versus Enigma because he can just walk in and kill the Eidolons. All they need to do is pretty much get people low, and this Bloodseeker can dominate this top matchup so hard with the Thirst. And even without having people low, he's still doing incredibly well. 15-3. He's gotten all of the Eidolons, I think, so far. Because Universe has summoned them, and it's still on cooldown 15 seconds, and all of them are dead. So Mugi is crushing that top lane at the moment, to be kind of expected.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we've been saying, the mid lane with the presence of Newbee supports, giving that edge, certainly in terms of CS to SCCC as well so far.
Being very good with their time usage on Newbee. At the same time, Faith is going around collecting bounties, also stacking Ancients to make sure that KP does have that surge, that increase of farm potential after the laning phase.
It will bring Zai up to this top lane, but the wave's pushing in. Mugi can maintain control underneath the tower. Zai very unlikely to want to come in for any sort of dive at this state of the game with Universe. So yeah, these lanes, they are looking super hot from Newbee in this first couple of minutes.
Yeah, EG's trying to make adjustments already. Yeah. Universe is probably like, he's just walking up and killing my Eidolons. I can't do anything about it. So Zai makes the move toward top. But now they're worried about the Bristleback.
Look at this mid lane pressure. Because of this move up top, Kaka now sees the opening to come in onto Sumail, bringing him down very low. There's CCC. Does need to be careful in return, though. Takes a fair bit of harass in trade there. Does have the salve up, knows that Sumail himself is out of regen. So at the end of the day, it doesn't get the kill. That pressure pushes him back. Okay, he's got a fresh set of tangos out from the courier. As we saw that pressure, just SCCC using his dominance in this lane
While he's low, though, Universe top is just getting chased out because of the third.
Yeah, look at this with the Blood Ride. That's going to connect. Universe, he's going to be gone. I mean, this top lane couldn't have gone any better for Mugi.
He might get a return kill with the Eidolons. It's going to be very close, but no, with the poor man's shield, the damage block is too high. But yeah, just make sure, like, Sumail being at that 30%, he has Tango, so it's not that quick heal. And now aggression on Sumail again. Kaka, the roll off the mark, but the Shadow Strike, enough to slow him down a bit, but not to pick up a kill. But still, they're keeping him low, and this is where Bloodseeker thrives.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is the thing, you know, Mugi's saying, don't kill him, leave him alive, just play with him. Don't kill Sumail, keep him alive on this minimal health so he does have that boost up top. I mean, it's working out, it really is.
Yep.
Mugi feeling very safe on that top lane because of this.
All three lanes going super well for Newbee. The bottom lane, of course, is going a bit better for EG, but KP getting experience as a bristleback who's been left alone for the most part is extremely important. And of course, Enigma, Universe will, of course, will always get stuff up there, being able to not deny the wave back with those Eidolons on the range creep. So they will get some trade up, but Sumail's getting punished heavily.
He had to walk all the way back to base and TP out, so absolutely not the situation you want to have your Necro in. This mid lane just being well and truly controlled, as well as the top lane. And as we're seeing as well, that the bottom lane not necessarily going bad for Newbee at all. He is finding farm down there, but not nearly on the same level as Mugi. But I guess in comparison, you can also say as well, obviously, the lead in the last hits is as you said, down to the fact that a lot of those are Eidolons.
But those give a lot of gold.
But they do.
They do give a good shot. And at the same time, it's KP having... He's going to have a quad ancient stack already prepared for himself, and he's almost level 5 on the bristleback already, which is super significant. Right now, though, he's pretty deep. With nighttime as well, with the double bonus from Hal, they should be able to clean KP
with
up.
the field, I mean, you can hope for some sort of deny for the small. And he gets it! He actually does get it!
The one troll creep!
I can't believe it got it! There was... How much damage does that thing do? It's nothing. It's like 20?
I mean, he has a stout shield as well, so it's...
Oh my goodness.
It does... I think that was the troll creep, so it's 28. Through the stout shield as well, so... All right.
All right.
Unfortunate for EG.
I mean, I was going to bring up he could do, but I didn't think it would happen. Oh. KP.
the one creep that was left.
Some say it would be skill, but KP, he had it planned out all along. Wow. I mean, well, with that, all three lanes, you know, Newbee, they're very happy with the way this game is starting off.
Oh yeah, they have a more than full level advantage on their mid laner. Over
I mean, yeah, but look at the denies from SCCC. 21 denies in this mid lane.
Yeah. Shrine comes up, we'll use that right away.
So he's got to be a bit careful.
Nice.
It's only level 2. There is a haste rune on SCCC. He has a Sonic Wave. I mean, if he wants to commit, Zai's certainly gone. And well, with the wraparound from Kaka, coming in with the Boulder Smash, Zai, he'll try and play around with it here with the Burrow Strike. But SCCC just throws out the Sonic Wave, jumps in, cleans up one. I mean, he can look to play around with Sumail as well. They're going to have Kaka moving out of range. Arcane Rune bottled up by SCCC. He won't stick around to beat down onto Sumail, but it doesn't matter. He is just so far ahead, getting kills like this and such. This is such a one-sided affair, this laning stage. It really does feel it. I mean, top lane Mugi, 50 CS, 6 minutes in.
It's, you know, it's something we did discuss about right before the game did start. They do have very strong lanes, strong pressuring lanes, especially with that Bloodseeker last pick. The fact that they can leave him alone and make those rotations and put the pressure on EG is super important. Punishing that early kind of weakness that EG has in their lanes. It's Lycan can be strong if he has the proper support duo, but if you only have it as one support down there, that's where the offlaner is actually able to get stuff. So they force Zai to kind of be moving around all this time, and it just makes KP farm a lot in that offlane. 25 last hits already on an offlane bristleback, very significant. And the stacks continue.
I mean, what's the plan here for EG? We've seen already Newbee supports getting very active, at least the Spirit as such in the mid lane, but yet to really have the plays coming out from Crit and Zai on this tanking disruptor combo. I mean, when does something kind of click into place that allows them to enable action in one of these lanes?
Their two supports need levels, that's the big thing. So they have to play pretty much, in my opinion, reactively. They have to hope that SCCC kind of like overextends, and then they can have one of the supports set up and the other one TP in. So probably have Zai playing more around the mid lane, or maybe play with the Black Hole since it's online now. And since the Black Hole is up, they're gonna go for Mugi instead with this triple rotation. Mugi seems to know something's up, though.
There is an Earth Spirit in the neighborhood as well. And he's straight out. He is straight out indeed. Over to the bottom lane. And they're actually going to try and do something actively with it as well. This is such a smart move here from Newbee. Will be scanned out, though. Scans there from EG. They know that something's going on in the neighborhood. And Arteezy will keep himself hidden behind the tree line. I mean, he has to stay there. If he pokes his head out, one rupture and a lead in from Newbee could mean imminent death here. for the Lycan.
They get the nice, EG gets the D ward on the lane ward that Newbee did have top because of that rotation from Mugi. They know, they're like, hey, something's up. He knows this gank's coming way too easily.
So EG definitely minimalizing the potential casualty there. They play it safe. Now Newbee have to look elsewhere to try and make this play with Mugi as they move him around the map.
Yeah, they're moving around it. At least they're, you know, they sent Kaka top, so it's like, okay, there's some, the wave that does come in, he'll be able to mooch a bit of that experience, but more rotations coming in from EG to try to at least pressure that tower. But at the same time, KP, this is where it opens it up for him. Arteezy unable to farm under the threat of where the Bloodseeker is. They still don't know.
Still 3 heroes up top from EG, seeing if they can get the catch onto Kaka. Now making the movement, both Crit and Zai. Next up could be towards the mid lane, but that high ground ward's still there for Newbee in that area, so very hard for them to get it. And RTZ realizes that, you know, Newbee's not leaving this bottom lane anytime soon. So heads up to top, joins his teammates, can look to try and get the tier 1 trade in return. And still, the potential for a kill is there. Crit in the neighborhood, trying to see if they can get the glimpse. Now with the lead forward, they have the vision with the Thunder Strike. Kaka, don't know if he can get himself out of this. He can certainly play with him with the Boulder Smash. He tries for the roll away, but there's the glimpse. Gets brought back into the clutches of Artur and Universe. And EG do claim the kill and should be able to finish off this tower as well.
Some tower trades, but good rotation. Picking off that Earth Spirit. Zai now able to get a lot down bottom with that tower being taken out. So he's only level 3 on the Sanking. Compared to last game, he was already level 6 on the Naga Siren.
That's true.
Pretty significant how under-leveled the support's actually on the side of EG.
Mugi's hunting for this. He knows Zai's low on the mana. If he finds a chance for a rupture, he'll go for it. But
No
Zai,
mercy.
keeps himself right back.
KP's almost got the Vanguard finished up on the Bristleback. As soon as he has the Vanguard, that's when the Ancient Stack farming begins. This is an offlane Bristleback who is top 4 of the net worth. That is very threatening.
And they can certainly look to group up and fight with their cause now. You know, SCCC, he's finished off the Veil. 10 minutes in, he's got that ready to go. So huge amounts of magical burst potential there for him.
And they should have the Shadow Shaman 6 coming out too, so they'll have that, you know, the actual tower sieging, because their heroes don't hit buildings too great other than that. The Bloodseeker and the Bristleback, I guess the Bristle can, but it's mostly those wards. Kaka now moving toward top, waves pushing in, should be able to get level 6 easily on that Earth Spirit. And then they have pretty damn good team fight on the side of Newbee to deal with EG. EG, like we said, they're lacking on levels on their supports.
Bear also done now for Sumail, so despite the definite tough time in the mid lane, he's not, I mean, he's still 1k net worth behind the quad, but has got that major first item. So as well, can look to start to make things happen. At the same time, Universe, he's picked up the Midas. He's good to go. He's there 4th in the net worth, definitely. Not suffering too much, despite the fact that Mugi had such a good time in that top lane. And Universe definitely, at least going for the performances we've seen on this main stage in this series, I feel like the most solid performer out of game 1. You know, Universe, he kept his cool. That Nature's Prophet, the plays, the split push, kind of one of the reasons that game went on as long as it did. So yeah, you can definitely look towards Universe to pull out something special here.
EG recognizes this, you know, they know the strength of their lineup. Right, the lanes, sure, lanes didn't go the way that they probably wanted them to, but there still is that threat. Once they get their cores online, once that BKB eventually comes out for the Enigma, it's the biggest point. But till then, they have to kind of just play it back, make sure they get their levels, much needed levels on the Sanking and the Disruptor. Once Disruptor has 6, they can maybe make some aggressive plays onto this Queen of Pain with the Static Storm and the Reaper Scythe on top. But till then, they have very little kill threshold. And now Newbee, they're actually making the first go.
Yeah,
They've got the
so
smoke
scary.
online.
Newbee have so much potential here as this 4-man.
They've got Magnetized ready.
Zai.
Shaman's almost 6. He actually breaks the
He comes in.
Zai.
And with that, they have no idea where Zai actually is at the moment. No wars themselves in EG's jungle, so Zai will get out as well. So it looks like EG, with that Sanking movement, have avoided the potential that Newbee's smoke had there, which was an incredible amount. And immediately, KP splits himself back up towards the top. Mastivi's coming in mid. If they can get the catch here, which he did, Crit can, brings back Mugi now. The whole team of EG ready to go.
Silence from Kaka.
Good smash back from Kaka to hold back the side of EG, but the Malefice was there onto Mugi, allowing them to chase him down.
You see that call there, though, from EG? They see the Bristleback porting top.
Yeah,
it's literally instant. Sumail peeks, he's like, we're going on this guy. We need to get the glimpse back and get the kill. So that's a very big kill, killing the highest net worth here on the map. And that's we have yet to see a Rupture be able to be deployed by Mugi. EG is doing a very good job of defending each other.
Yes.
As we were kind of saying.
It's as you said.
That's the way that they get back into the game. They have to sit behind each other, hope that Newbee kind of overextends a bit, and then they'll get kills and come back through that one. Zai now level 6. We said the Static Storm is online. Everyone else getting their tools. Once that Blink Enigma comes out, that could be when we see the next smoke come out from the Enigma.
Yeah, he's close as well, Universe 1600. Newbee, who are they going to find here? Could just be Crit, and indeed, Silence bursted down immediately. Crit's gone. Tanks the gang. Definitely not the worst loss there for EG. But a kill nonetheless that Newbee are going to keep the pressure on in the mid lane. They're thinking about Roche.
With the Shadow Shaman wards. With Blood Rage.
Yeah.
Throwing Blood Rage on Roche with the goo, it's actually an immense amount of damage and speed for them to bring it down. EG seems to know something's up.
There's a ping straight on the pit from Zai.
They've got Black Hole. There's no blink yet for the Enigma to get into the fight.
Can they get it quick enough? They are mass TPing over, but it's falling so fast. Walls have been sent in. EG know the state. Can Zai make the play in time? Roshan falling low. There's the jump onto the Shaman on the sideline. It's falling down. They're dropping the ult. They'll take that one, but they get Roche. Newbee have the Aegis, but the Black Hole from Universe comes in at the pit mouth of the pit. And EG, they take 3. SCCC may get out as well as Kaka, but EG, they're happy with that. Cleaning up 3, getting Mugi, you know, the big kill on this Bloodseeker, top of the net worth. Absolutely fantastic there.
Yeah, Newbee has to pretty much, it's go time for them right now. They know all the ultis were used by EG. They got to pretty much go for those next 2 easy objectives, the top tower and the mid tower. 3-man Static Storm, nice epicenter coming out from the side, and then the Black Hole follow-up from Universe. Absolutely perfect to bring them all down.
If only they were a few seconds earlier, it could have been that little bit greater. But at the same time, you know, we talk about how well EG took that fight. Sweet little things there. Like as soon as the Roshan was going down, Mugi drops the blood right. Make sure that there's no chance for any sort of Black Hole or team fight play to happen during the last seconds of that Roche life.
Now it's all about, like we said, playing around those cooldowns. EG does have, they have a good amount of longer cooldowns in comparison to Newbee's.
Oh, Crit. I mean, Mugi's like, are you alone? He's kind of questioning it. I mean, Crit's going to go and drive the TP out, but the Boulder Smash is on point. Another freebie there for Newbee.
It's just a disruptor kill, though. It's not like this is a kill that leads into an objective. They have to make use of this time very well versus these heavy ultimates that EG has. And that's not really the best one, just as it's the 5 support. They're not getting a tower. And during this time, Black Hole's in 100 seconds, Epicenter's in about 20, and Zai's almost finished up the Blink Dagger now.
He's getting there. He's so close.
That's the big team fight that EG will have. Newbee has massive team fight with their Veil Earth Spirit combo, but once Sand King has Blink Dagger, then EG actually has a way to start the fight, which Newbee kind of lacks in a way. They have the Earth Spirit, but it's not that, you know, super reliable instant stun like a Sand King or something like that.
So if EG have any plans here around this tier 1 in the mid lane, at the moment Newbee getting away with a lot of damage upon it, and seems to be that EG will opt against holding this one. They'll put the fortification, but KP and SCCC stick around, finish off the tower.
Arteezy gets the tie.
Very nicely done there by Artur.
The patience. He had them there waiting for that whole entire like 8-second duration.
He's got his Necro at level 2 on the way out. Second recipe being flown out right now. So we'll soon have that level 3 Necro. We've seen how much damage this can do. I mean, if he just gets that, the Necros on the Shaman with the walls, he's just gone in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
It could do absolute wonders at bringing down the backliners.
No way for you to deal with it. It's very good versus Bristleback and Queen of Pain too. The mana burn is very, very significant versus Bristle. You know, the fight goes on longer and longer, the quills become obnoxious, but not if he's completely out of mana because of a Necro book. So it's going to be a really significant item pick up for EG in those team fights.
Mugi, SMY complete, and looking straight for the BKB next.
Arteezy constantly trying to scout with one of his wolves. He has one kept with him, and the other one is just pretty much securing the areas where he expects them to make movements onto himself. So good micro coming out from Artur as expected. 10K player on Lycan.
Newbee going from objective to objective here. Take the tier 1 in the mid lane, straight up to the top tower.
So that's great for them. You know, that in the 2 minutes or the 3 minutes that Black Hole is on cooldown, they were able to claim those 2 objectives and net themselves a kill. But Black Hole is up. Blink is online as well for Enigma. It's go time with that Zai Sand King.
Indeed. They want to find something big. They know that SCCC's there in the middle lane. They did spot him out as he cleared the wave, but they want to try and cut off this push that Newbee put together up top. KP on the front lines. Still under the cover of smoke. EG have the ward there. They've got perfect vision. There's the jump forward. Malefice first onto Faith. Not looking to commit the ult because they don't need the black hole for that one. That's the Shaman down. RTZ will transform as they may look to take more. KP control for the moment by the kinetic field. Universe keeping this. There's the jump again! Universe with the 3-man black hole! It's absolutely perfect! They take down 3. They get the Aegis as well. Mugi will escape. There's Triple C also potentially in trouble. Universe blinking forward, getting the vision. Zai comes in with the Burrow Strike. S Triple C one more blink. Do they want to chase it? Universe did have Malefice again, but they will let S-Triple-C be. But beautiful play there from Universe. He just created the right amount of distance. I mean, he only just dodged like a boulder smash flying in, and bam, was able to come back in. And Newbee, they did not expect him to get away with that.
That big vision advantage. That vision advantage is so important. You see Kaka's going to come in later, and he tries to get a good boulder smash and silence. He actually misses the silence, and then Universe blinks over the stun and gets the black hole.
I mean, look at this. Universe kind of comes back, and then he sees Kaka. He's like, I got to get out of here, boys. I'm going to come back in now. Blinks over the boulder smash to come back in for that one.
That's where we always talk about as like pro players and analysts and stuff, how important vision can be in team fights. Having that ward there for them, EG has all the luxury to kind of be like, okay, this is who we're going to pick and choose and go on, where Newbee, they didn't really have any real vision in that fight to see where the Enigma was located.
Very, very nicely done there by Universe. Now, Zay, you've got to watch this, man. Game
Enigma
one
is the crucial one.
I mean, Universe, he is definitely one that you can, he is always going to keep his cool on the main stage. This is, you know, Universe very unfazed by any sort of pressure that he's put under. And, you know, you can see here. He's keeping it cool.
It's Uni. We know him.
BKB next on the menu for this Enigma, bottom lane, hunting for Zai. Zai will be safe, though. Not quite going to catch him there with a roll forward from Kaka. That's Triple C. Relatively close now to having that Orchid complete, so... But at this rate, it is going to be a similar time to when that BKB is online on Universe. So.
EG's probably feeling pretty comfortable now with the way that the game is starting to develop after that Roche engagement. The big thing is getting that blink BKB on the Enigma, like we're always talking about. There's no way for Newbee to cancel it. They have to play around it really well. So we have BKB going to be built next for Mugi on top of that S and Y. Faith is trying to go for a Blink Dagger because they only really have the Earth Spirit for catch at the moment on Newbee. So he wants to be able to have that extra catch to be able to take the team fights better. Because they can't just rely solely on Kaka to do everything, be all the lockdown and catch on their team.
Bit of downtime now between the sides. They look towards these crucial item moments. I mean, 20 minutes in, 8-5.
This downtime's great for EG. Black Hole is just getting off the cooldown during all this. Crit.
Kaka's hunting. Yeah, as Triple C have found him. Crit again. The life of the support, constantly trying to get this deep vision out, but pretty much every time Newbee's been able to make him pay for it.
He got the ward down. He finished his urn before dying.
Sure.
This is just the job as a 5 support. You die for your team. You die for the cause. It's better than one of your cores dying. And now Black Hole is back online for EG, so they can try to make some plays. And BKB is about 300 gold away.
Okay, so there is a bit of a window now where S-Triple-C does have the Orchid and no BKB, so depends if they see that on the Quap or if indeed they do try and make something happen before it. But I wouldn't be surprised if EG,
they can
as you say, content waiting, get that BKB at least on Enigma, then look to make another attempt.
RTZ continues to keep those wolves scouting out all over the place. Getting so much information on the map.
They do actually want to go. They want to try and fight. So Universe still vulnerable, but we saw how much he did before without having to rely on the BKB.
They're going to get a quick, easy pick.
Yeah, they'll look to just go immediately onto Faith. Malefice, the Midnight Pulse down. They'll put the Reaper's side, make sure that Shaman's down for 50 seconds.
They can get an invasion play here too. RTZ is already positioned top for the push, so easy tier 2 can be clean, but Kaka is in position. Newbee may want to actually try to contest this. Shadow Shaman's dead for 40 seconds.
Kaka with that Yules as well. And another way to play around this non-BKB Enigma at the moment.
Bristleback is very farmed right now. Hood and Solar Crest are very durable versus what EG has to throw off. Universe has to just sit all the way in the back. There's a deep ward though from Newbee, so they see everything for this engagement if they want to take it. But a trade is the choice coming up.
And in fact, Universe, he says, I can smell someone in these trees, clears out the tree line with the Midnight Pulse. An absolute jackpot. He hits it, finds Kaka.
And Crit's trying to set up for a glimpse play bottom. But Mugi hides in the trees, almost get the glimpse off.
Ooh, that was close there. And nearly got the vision with that field. But still indeed, taking a tier 2, keeping control of their own. EG now finding the favorable trades across the map.
Slowly pulling ahead. This is the first time actually that EG has taken the lead in net worth this game. 23 minutes in.
Still very, very early days here for both sides. Diffusal, the next item for Arteezy, and he's very close to having it as well. Talking about being close, Universe pretty much with that BKB done now. Can get that recipe sent out. And then these fights become a lot harder because what do you do at this stage about a BKB Enigma? There's actually nothing, is there, on Newbee?
They have to try to split the fights and take them on from different angles. Catch EG pretty much off guard. Arteezy does get silenced up by the Blood Right, but Sumail there with the heals.
EG are here ready to turn if Newbee come in too hard. You've got both Zai and Universe in the tree line behind the side of EG, keeping themselves hidden. And Newbee, I think they're aware. They hang around the tier 1 and they don't bite the bait too hard. They hold back.
They see the courier just went through both their wards with the actual BKB recipe on it, so they now know that Universe does have that one and may dissuade them from trying to take a head-on-head fight. So Bloodseeker going to be building toward a Radiance next, actually. Switches it up from the BKB that he had in quick buy.
Yeah, the Radiance, I mean, that's going to be nice for numerous amount of reasons, really, isn't it? Something that they're going to hurt a little bit through the Ghost Shroud, something that just an extra thing that this, these two heroes, the Enigma and the Sand King, are looking to blink in. They have to now be aware of.
Just extra damage, easier ways for him to push out the waves, and he's probably thinking like BKB wouldn't really solve the issue that could happen in the fights where he's just going to get black-holed.
And always the missed chance. You've got two cores that aren't going to be building MKB anytime soon. Maybe Arteezy down the line, but still has that Diffusal Blade queued up. Yet to invest, so we could see him change his mind at any time. SCCC as well, just working towards the safer part of his build. BKB next on the menu for the Queen of Pain, but EG
playing around their vision, making the smoke rotations. Every single one of their smokes has been to one of their observer wards that they placed aggressively in the enemy jungle.
And I think SCCC realizes, he said, look guys, the mid lane, the top lane, it's starting to push in. No one's cleaning it out. Everyone's off the map. And this is obviously the weakness when you go for these 5-man smoke plays.
He draws a circle actually on top of all of EG. He knew exactly where their movement was coming.
I mean, at this state, what's the plan here? Roshan is back up.
Yeah, and that's the secondary one. This is where probably the big next fight's going to happen.
Sure.
The Aegis and Cheese. It's hard for Newbee. They have to find some type of pick-off. If they can do some type of way to get vision into the back lines and find that Enigma, that's their biggest case scenario. Other than that, it's very hard for them to take team fights.
Kaka eyeing up potential onto Sumail. SCCC will blink away. They'll try and search in the tree lines here. There's the force forward to cut it in, and they know he's there. They've got the vision on him. He'll jump back, but there, with the Midnight Pulse and the Malefice, Universe has the control. And Kaka, can he do anything to escape out? He'll have the roll up again in 5 seconds. Does have the Yule Scepter, but he's just going to accept his fate and get beaten down upon by EG.
They're just trying to split up as much as possible on the side of Newbee. Radiance is now finished on the Bloodseeker, but fighting into this Blink, the Blink BKB Enigma is, they don't want to do it. And now out of this, EG pick up a nice DD rune for Arteezy, walk into the pit. Easy Aegis and Sheets coming out for them.
Absolutely, Newbee nowhere near the area. No chance of contesting it at this state with the items, and as you said, DD just being an extra bit of a bonus there for Arteezy. Grab the Aegis, Cheese goes the way of Sumail.
It's looking tough for Newbee. What's the solution? The solution versus the Enigma BKB is you gotta play around it somehow. But they're unable to really get any big opportunities around it. Because EG has been sticking mostly together. Not really giving Newbee any chance to get some pickoffs. BKB gonna be coming out for SCCC soon. So at least he'll have that for the Static Storm and for the Reaper Scythe, but it's still the problem.
They've nearly got the blink on fate, so that sort of catch, of course,
all right, so they've
could be crucial. If as you say, if they can get that jump onto Universe and keep him out.
They just don't have a way this time around for Newbee to get vision. There's no vision hero, where EG has the Wolves, which have been constantly scouting out, and also they've had a bit of vision advantage in the game just through warding. Those deep aggressive wards in Newbee's jungle have been really hurting. We saw in that one big fight that Universe got the Black Hole. That's exactly what happens because they had vision there.
Starting to amp up the pressure here in the middle lane. Samael, Force and Lotus complete. I mean, he's feeling very safe for the moment.
Oh, yeah. The Lotus Orb is super good versus both the Bloodright and versus the Queen of Pain Orchid, but also just in case. I mean, if he gets that Lotus Orb and it gets, like, the Rupture comes out, Bloodseeker who's ruptured can't do anything in the fight. Has to be perfectly timed, though, before the Rupture comes out.
Basha going to be the build here from KP after the Solar Crest and Hood.
Ah, that could be one way to stop the black hole.
That's
right?
one way to go for the... If
get
you
an
can get that right angle.
And get in the right angle. Nah,
but it's very hard to do so.
Yeah, pretty much impossible.
Now EG ready to push down mid. They've got an Arcane Rune on Universe. And obviously with the Aegis and Chi still in hand, they really want to try and make something happen here. EG.
Universe is scarily approaching it.
Do they get the glimpse back onto Kaka, but still a little too deep for EG to commit fully onto the Earth Spirit, but they're maintaining hold of Newbee deep behind the tier 2. So this tower is going to be very hard for them to defend, and indeed they will not. EG take the tier 2 tower. Crit, thinking about whether there's potential to go in for a play here, and in fact, well, it's easy. He just pops the ultimate and gets out of it. Continues the farm going.
Wants to maybe farm faster.
I guess, and maybe feels that they're just not going to take a team fight anytime soon with the way that Newbee are dodging it.
He wanted to cut the creep wave top as well with his book and his necro, or with his wolf. He sees SCCC pushing top. He wants to farm ancients and cut the wave and farm as much as he can with that. Since there's not an engagement happening for a while. From the way that Newbee's playing, EG definitely has that kind of read. They're all just kind of farming. They're in a position where they don't really know what they want to do, how they want to take the fights, because Blink BKB Enigma is just so damn threatening. And especially now, Aegis and Cheese doesn't help either.
I mean, Universe as well, with the amount of space he's being given. Very, very close to having a full-out Octarine.
Almost Octarine with the level 18 on top, and he's already got the cooldown reduction talent on top. So when he's got level 18, it gets down to that, like, what, 98 second, I believe it is, or something. Very close to that duration, or 102 seconds.
And it really goes to show, again, how sort of passive this game has started to fall into this period. You look at all 6 cores, they're pretty much at the same pace. This is just, 6 top tier, best in the world players, just having all the space that they want and just hitting creeps. And no one's messing up, everyone's keeping at the same stage at this point of the game. EG overall, slight lead.
I would assume that EG probably feels a bit happier with the pace of the game. Like,
well, because of their heroes?
Perfect for them. Yeah, because they have they have the BKB Enigma. If you get to the point where you have Refresher 2 on top, it's like almost impossible for them to really take fights. And now with the Aegis still online, with Assault finished up for Arteezy, they can try to take an engagement.
Let's see what they can get here.
Newbee still just, they know. They just hide inside their base, have 1 or 2 heroes split pushing. They have no intentions of taking fights versus EG.
No. As soon as those 5 heroes are off the map, Newbee seemingly playing a wedge. This SCCC is still down bottom.
They might lose Kaka here. If he gets spotted out by Zai, it's a possibility.
I see they do scan.
They do get the scan.
Connects onto SCCC, and with a Midnight Pulse, they're going to catch him. There we go, straight away with the black hole. No messing around. Polar Smash will connect, but it's too late. The Queen of Pain's down, and Kaka with that play may have just paid with his own life. Will Yules up the SK to try and get around it, but you can't Yules underneath the tornado. He's stuck in the kinetic field. EG, they're going to get both of them out of this push. They even bring in Samael to add a bit of extra pain there to the death of the Earth Spirit. Down for 70 seconds.
That map awareness.
These scans, they can read it. They know that someone's hiding there, and who better to find than SCCC on the Queen of Pain? Massive catch.
Yeah, super worth it for EG to take engagements with one-man black holes like that. They know that there's no way Newbee wants to fight them, so spending it on just the main core hero is more than worth it. And now it's going to be Octarine finished up for Enigma, and they can start their tower siege on that tier 2 bottom, which that's all the outer towers.
Yep, they've got Assault Caress finished on Arteezy. Everything's ready to go for this. As you say, just no black hole, but with the position that they're in, definitely capable of taking a fight without that.
It's not going to take too long to come back up either. 90 seconds for this one, but the next one is 90 seconds after, but now the next one's going to be much faster with that Octarine finished up.
And 90 seconds in a game that's going at this sort of pace, it's not that much, as you say. But the chance that anything crazy happens in favor of Newbee in 90 seconds.
They know the black hole's down. This is their time to try to make something happen.
But do they leave the base? It's still risky. It looks like, I mean, do they go out or do they just wait?
I think they have to try to make plays around the black hole timing. Like every single time it's down like that. It's going to get to a point where it's always going to be up. But they're struggling to get their waves out. The top wave and mid wave are out, but bottom now, they're going to have to show heroes.
And Newbee, understandably, very, very careful in this position. I mean, KP has the Abyssal. Arteezy himself. Nearly BKB on top of the Assault Cuirass, and obviously with those two items, he's going to be feeling pretty invincible in these fights.
Yeah. It's like the farm when you look at it, like you said, you look at the top 6, and it looks like Newbee can, you know, they're in a way to be able to contest, but it's just the threat of the black hole.
Yeah.
It's just how much it really can. It's not even the threat, it is the black hole because he has the BKB and the blink. And here we go, smoke, it's 20 seconds till it's up. They draw the line. They see the Bloodseeker bottom now too, so they know that he's not going to be in the fight right away.
This should be a successful move from EG. Newbee, are they ready for this? Kaka on the front of it all. He's going to be the one to tank it. Jump forward straight away. They're looking for more. EG, they're not content with just one. They get the vision. Drag back KP. Held in the midnight pulse with the Necro units out as well. EG just ripping through this bristleback, and KP's gone as well. Evil geniuses.
Oh boy. It's looking impossible for Newbee to do anything. They don't even have to use black hole. At that time, it is just the threat of the black hole. Newbee has to completely disperse and unable to take any fight versus EG.
And of course, this push that EG are going to have, Assault Cuirass, the Necro units out, the sustain that Sumail can offer, it's going to be terrifying. They drop the Serpent Wards in an effort to push EG back, and it looks like that will actually do the job for now, as EG back away and aren't going to look to push in any further. But as you say, you know, EG very, very comfortable with the position they're in. They can wait out these bigger items. Now they do have that BKB on Arteezy, feeling that they're under no pressure whatsoever. They've got a 7K gold lead, not necessarily the biggest, but they know they take one fight with, or as we saw, without that black hole, get the push on with the Necro books out. It's very hard for Newbee to put a stop to, and unless they have something like the Serpent Wards and the rest of their ultimates available.
I think Newbee might start trying to do some things that are desperate because it's just looking to get worse and worse as the game progresses versus EG.
I mean, it really feels like, you know, we saw Mugi absolutely have an incredible time in that top lane, but at this stage, it feels like the Bloodseeker is just struggling to offer anything. I mean, it feels like Newbee even realized it themselves, as they're not even actively trying to fight with or around the Bloodseeker. They're just sort of letting Mugi farm and just hoping for the best by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's the BKB that we were talking about. It's just too much. They can't deal with it. They have no way to counter it. But now they're trying to bait SCCC mid. Maybe this could be the play that works for them.
BKB comes out, and now the potential turnaround. Universe will commit the black hole, but he didn't put the BKB. Gets silenced. Now the turnaround. They will take down Sumail. Can they get anything more? Arteezy puts the BKB, starts to chase towards Kaka. They found Faith. Kaka's going to be able to roll away safely. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. Newbee with the edges. They've taken down Sumail. Now Zai jumps in, looking for Mugi. Mugi will get taken down. Now it's EG getting the lead. SCCC trying to finish your crit. Earn a Shadow's heal. Not enough to keep the Disruptor alive. Arteezy's lost the ultimate form. SCCC jumping back in. Kaka's there, looking for the setup. Yule's up onto Zai. They've got the control. Boulder Smash connects onto both. SCCC trying to finish him off, but Zai up to the high ground. Do they have the vision? They don't have any sentries down at that point, so Zai will be able to continue to run. KP, though, chasing down Arteezy. 4 stack. Can Universe save him? He can't. Nothing he can do to keep KP off Arteezy. And a beautiful fight there. I mean, as you said, it was absolutely the bait there from Newbee, encouraging them, EG, to go in on that kill. We saw, you know, the confidence that EG had, just blowing that black hole on one target. Universe not even preemptively popping his BKB before committing, and then it just fell apart.
Don't think they expected everyone else to be there just because of the way Universe black hole did. You usually wouldn't see him make that kind of mistake. He must have thought, hey, it's just a Queen of Pain here, no one else is in the area. I don't want to waste my BKB, but definitely paying for that one, paying for that choice.
He's straight away going in, and immediately, you know, once that BKB is not out, Blood Right, the pull from the Spirit, it's all going to be there. And, you know, being able to clean off the squishy backliners, they do get the one support. Kaka too elusive. And with fights like that, Newbee starting to close the gap back up. EG do still have the lead. That's Newbee, they're into the pit.
The dream scenario.
They're going to get it.
They get that fight happening. Universe doesn't click the BKB, of course, if they get the win in the fight, and the Roche respawns right afterwards, so HSG is going in their favor. They could not have asked for something better than that.
Very well played sequence of events there from Newbee, but definitely had the potential for that to roll out because of EG overstepping the mark and getting a little too confident with the position they were in.
Yeah. They don't really have like the craziest amount of damage in the black hole if there's someone who's BKB'd, if Arteezy's not in position. So that fight, Arteezy was far on the left side when the black hole came out. Of course, it got canceled instantly, but he also got Abyssal too. So they need to make sure if they do use the black hole on targets that are BKB'd, they need to have Arteezy in range to be able to do those. But, you know, of course, it's if also the black hole lasts full duration.
I love this. I didn't know if he was going to do this, but he has
Abyssal.
The Blink Abyssal.
Go for it.
He is literally just playing this game to get behind and on top of Universe.
It was it's something we consider that could be an option. He could try to get into it. Sometimes it's still impossible. If you place the black hole like right on top of yourself or just a little bit ahead of yourself, you actually can't get behind them to use that Abyssal Blade. But it's still not even a bad item to pick up to be able to get into those back lines. If he's able to like blink into the back and Abyssal Blade onto like the Disruptor or something during some of those follow-ups, it can work really great for their follow-up.
BKB done. The Bloodseeker, you got to watch it as well for the durations of like Universes. What's this down to now? He's only used the couple of the ones, so it's just down to the 9. But once that starts to get low, there are going to be more and more openings for Newbee to fight around that threat.
They just, that's a big, I mean, it's a huge swing. It's almost 7,000 gold swings because of getting that Aegis and Cheese in that big fight. So now it puts EG in a little bit of a fearful position to play into it because you don't want to play with your black hole into multiple lives. And this is where Newbee's going to try to take advantage of it because if the black hole does come off with the BKB, they don't have to cancel it now. They can wait for people to respawn and do that. Crit, trying to walk up. He's gonna tank the game.
He's gonna get jumped on. Will get the Glimmer Cape off and jumps back, but the Boulder Smash comes through. They're trying to turn around the Universe coming in, but no! He gets it up, but it's only onto one. Will kill the Shadow Shaman, but overall, EG they're falling apart. Samael's gone. Universe just has to TP out of there. Arteezy trying to man up against SCCC, but he blinks away. Newbee just chase him down. Glimmer Cape is on him again. Crit will save him, but Crit pays with his life. And again, Newbee.
This is huge for Newbee now. They can actually go high ground. There's no black hole now. The only threat is Epicenter.
No buybacks either on the 2 that are down. Will pop the Aegis there on the side. Zai trying to slow them down with the Burrow Strike. But I don't think Newbee will have any plans of backing up. They're going to stand their ground, push in onto the tier 3s here.
This could be
now. They just jump in with the Abyssal. The Boulder Smash comes through onto 2. Newbee, they're doing it here. They found nearly Arteezy as well. No, the cheese comes out. Arteezy will survive. Buyback forced out though from Zai. Newbee still clean up the melee racks in the middle lane. And Newbee, they played this game very patiently. And ever since that bit of a blunder from EG in the middle lane, Newbee getting the momentum back behind them now with the 2K gold lead themselves, and they're not done. They're moving down to the bottom lane. They really want to abuse this time. How long till Black Hole for?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
They got Shadow Shaman one too.
This is going to be a second set of racks for Newbee here. No holding back. They are not leaving this base. Universe, 17 seconds to the black hole. Can they keep holding track? They can't. The melee racks are gone. They make the jump in onto KP. Can they actually get this kill? The Midnight Pulse is down. They do have the Reaper sight. They'll bring down the Bristle. But 2 melee racks gone. Newbee, they've done their work. They're going to be all smiles at the moment, and Evil Geniuses are going to feel incredibly shaken up.
Incredibly impressive there, the way that they played around it. Universe unable to get the perfect black holes there. Newbee just punishes it so heavily. It just shows, though, too, how much EG does rely on getting those black holes. So if they can put Universe in like a frantic position to be forced to use that, this is where they could shine.
And he comes in, and even though despite how close Kaka is only getting Faith, it was exactly what you said as well. He does it on top
of himself.
To make sure
he saw the
no
Abyssal.
cancel.
Yeah, he's making sure that it doesn't get canceled off.
But it meant that it wasn't good enough. And Newbee, yeah, look at that. Esther, he loves it.
A little bit of a victory dance.
He absolutely loves it.
That's got to feel good.
It absolutely has. In a game as well, 42 minutes again, only 19 to 12. But as we saw, ever since sort of the 10-minute mark, EG the ones to put their foot down. But bam, now Newbee taking down 2 melee racks in a fantastic position. I mean, EG, of course, they still have this incredible push. They take one fight, they get one big black hole. They can do the same that Newbee achieved to them. They can clean up 2 racks in a matter of a minute. but they need to find that fight, and at the moment, Newbee are not letting them get it.
EG wants to be the ones making the jump happen now. The last 2 times, it's been Newbee kind of like baiting / positioning EG into responding. Now EG wants to be the ones to be dictating it rather than that responsive, because that's where mistakes happen.
Yeah.
When you're forced to just react to people, you're just like in that frantic instinct kind of thing, and you jump, and that's where the mistakes.
And RTZ as well with this build, I think he realizes, you know, they've got to just rely on getting one fight and pushing. He's looking to pick up the Desolator.
Yeah.
Just everything that they can get together to make sure that that one fight they win, that's when they close the game up.
He's all their physical damage too. Everyone else is magical on the side of EG, so he knows his job. He knows what he needs to be doing in this game.
And we did see, of course, in that last fight, you know, RTZ is still incredibly scary for Newbee. They have to keep their distance. But once his sort of backlines fall down around him, he doesn't have the control to hold someone like SCCC in place. We saw, you know, last fight, the Queen of Pain being 1 hit away from being taken down, but the blink.
Newbee's got their lanes in good positions.
And there's the jump. Look for the free pick on to start things off. Crit, can he get out? He cannot. Or maybe he can. Wait with the glimmer get. No, SCCC waiting on the high ground. We'll bring him down. 50 seconds. Crit does have buyback available. And EG, of course, will be doing everything to make sure they're not mega creeped. They do have that top lane fairly pushed out. Tier 2 still standing.
Yeah. SCCC already. He's like, yeah, we need to force this top lane, actually. It's really important for them to do that. 30 seconds till crit respawns. We have Universe is about...
He's close.
He's like 1,300 gold away from the refresher, so they will have that double, the threat of the double black hole, but it's still about landing it. And if Newbee still, I think that's the best way for them to take these fights is to run in and force EG's hand, rather than EG just taking the pick when they want to and playing around their vision. Right now, it's very limited, actually, for EG. It's pretty much just those wolves walking around and that one ward that they did place just before during that push. So with those 2 side lanes always pushing in, and Newbee always has a lot of information on the map and allows himself to accrue a bigger and bigger advantage during this downtime.
And you can see EG with the smoke, they were hoping that Newbee would come in for that tier 2 push, but Newbee, they're smarter than that. They're not going to just throw themselves in. I mean, now they'll come forward. Sumail has revealed. They keep KP on the front lines.
SCCC is a big threat now, too. 6 slotted, well, he can still replace the Veil, but with the Mjolnir finished up and the level 25 60% lifesteal talent, that can be another factor they have to add in.
But he's massive. Yeah. He really is. 24,000 net worth, 45 minutes in. I said at the start I was excited to see this. This is something we've seen in the past. SCCC, definitely one of his flashiest and finest heroes, the Queen of Pain, and this game looking to be no exception.
This is the perfect time for Newbee to start pressuring like this. It's the double catapult wave, the first one of the game that starts coming out. You see the 2 side lanes being heavily forced in, and top lane will meet there with the double catapult as well. They can start to set up that siege.
What do EG do? They are holding close to them dearly, this tier 2 tower. Newbee being so safe with the way that they slowly siege this top lane.
SCCC is not even with his team right now. He's farming jungle. He's trying to get as much as he can during that downtime. Should be able to claim the tier 2 here. Maybe they don't expect EG to commit super hard on the defense, but EG is. And now SCCC starts to make his movement back over.
The wards do get farmed up very quickly there by EG.
The side lanes, though, that's the issue. The catapults start hitting on the shrines in the mid lane, so Shrine is almost actually brought down. It's at about 150 life. And the bottom wave...
Oh, they've actually found him here. They jump in, they find him in the trees. They have the shackle onto Zai. RTG posts the BKB, now make the leap onto paper. SCCC comes on the back line. Universe will hold him in place with the BKB black hole. Have they got the damage to finish off? Yes, they have. Zai comes in with the AP. Hey, Vulginius, they found 2. Can they get KP as well? Sumail has to keep his distance. They've lost RTZ. RTZ does not have buyback. Mugi manning up with the BKB, looks towards Zai, will get the kill, gets the heal, keeps himself alive. KP moving in on Sumail, Reaper side, not enough to bring down the bristle. The mana,
oh my god,
the tower hits, is it enough? KP will finally go down. Universe does it there with the Midnight Pulse. EG have lost 3, but at the same time bringing down 3 members of Newbee themselves.
But EG's base, it's getting destroyed by these creeps and catapults.
And as we can see there, gold does slightly favor EG. You know, it's because of the fact that they were behind. Being able to kill SCCC on the Queen of Pain is amazing, but Mugi, he escapes alive. RTZ loses his life again. And as you say, the pressure still certainly on for EG. So whereas they may have been able to slow down Newbee's advance onto the base, unlikely that anything's going to happen whilst these Newbee heroes are down because of their own casualties.
The big thing for EG there now is that Universe will have refresher for the next upcoming engagements.
I mean, look at this here. We're going to be able to get a shot at Universe's perspective. Comes in, looks to the side, realizes, bam, he can commit onto this Queen of Pain.
He's still always, you see how he's using the black hole every time. He places it right on top of stuff, just to make sure that that Bristleback can't blink and get the Abyssal Blade off. Very important to note those things.
Still, as we say, Newbee still with the lead.
Roche is back. It's third Roche, another Aegis and Cheese. And since we are past that 40-minute mark for quite a bit now, we do have the double runes that will be playing into favor. And oh look, a DD right outside the pit.
Perfect timing here. Newbee, they are going to have everyone back up. Same to be said for Evil Geniuses, but Newbee already closer to the pit. And EG having to deal with these lanes, being pushed in by the super creeps. There's very little chance that EG can contest this Roshan, and this should be a free Aegis and a Cheese into the pockets of Newbee. They'll make a scan. EG starting to move a couple over, but it's not going to be anywhere.
The Cheese is still on the ground. Oh, they actually pick it up. RTZ almost got the
It looked like he was going to be able to deny it.
Yep. SCCC actually picked it up. It looked like he was leaving it for somebody else, but after they didn't grab it right away, he's like, no. Now he passes it over to Mugi.
They need one more of those black hole holds. And this is the thing, as we've seen. Universe, he needs to catch the cores.
Yeah.
And when he does it, it's because of the placement that he has to go for. It's so hard for him to get anything more than just that. But taking down one core can certainly put a hold to the push that Newbee try and bring on.
And it's thankful this time that they have the refresher versus the Aegis and Cheese. So now they at least have those two black holes versus the multiple lives that Newbee will have. EG. Looks like they were trying to take an unexpected fight at this tier 2 with the way Universe was positioned. But now they've shown all their faces. So now Zai actually also has a Lincoln Spear picked up. So now if Zai throws the Lincolns on Universe, they actually cannot.
Oh, they're opening up in Black Hole. Will be committed onto KP. They're trying to burst down the Bristle on the sidelines.
He gets the Cheese up though.
Gets the two-man burst up, and indeed the Cheese comes out. The son of a Universe with a refreshing Black Hole. He's caught two. Has a caught SCCC, but will bring down Mugi. But Evil Geniuses, they've lost two. Buyback immediately on both Sumail and Universe. They'll try and re-enter the fight. Sumail falling down low. Burrow strike comes down from Zai. They will fight KP a second time. Silence is now onto the Queen of Pain. The Midnight Pulse pre-E. SCCC down low. He'll lose the Aegis. He's gone. Buyback from Crit. The Eidolons are out. Can they get back in on this? Mass buyback from Newbee. They want to finish this game off. SCCC jumps forward. Will have the Shadow Strike reflected back to him.
This is their time to end it. They know that yeah, even Bristle buyback. Look, yeah, they know there's no black holes. Every single ulti.
In Newbee. Can EG really hold? 60 seconds until the black hole's back. 60 seconds before Arteezy's back in the game.
This is a double catapult wave as well that's going to be coming in for the 50-minute mark.
Zai just doing everything he can to slow them down. Jumps in with a bonus strike. The Midnight Pulse bringing Mugi down low, but the wards are there. Faith gets the shackles, but the force back keeps him alive. But turning around with the boulder pull does silence the Sand King. Faith goes Scepters, drawing their attention towards the side. Zai with the Sandstorm and the Malefice is enough to bring down Faith. They brought down the Shaman. SCCC jumps in. BKB's pop. Turning towards Universe. Universe keeping himself alive with the Midnight Pulse and the Ultra Recoil heal. SCCC blinks away. Arteezy's back in the game.
Back
of SCCC comes back. Crit brings him back in. Arteezy takes him down. SCCC's gone, but he did not buy back for that affair. He was already alive, so he is not on the dieback. And that cost 4 buybacks from Evil Geniuses, an incredibly costly hold, but a hold that they did have to fully commit to. And it did work. They keep those racks alive. And now we're at the point where those ultimates are going to come back into play. Black Hole is there for Universe. 20 seconds and he's got the refresher as well.
Newbee's in a threat now of they could, you know, if they lose a couple heroes, they can just lose the game. They expended majority of their buybacks too. Like you said, the Queen of Pain did not, but the Bloodseeker, I believe what? We had Bloodseeker buyback, Bristleback buyback, and the Shadow Shaman buyback.
You kill the Bloodseeker, you knock him down for 2 minutes. EG.
They're looking to force it.
Can they really turn this? They're sitting at a 10k gold loss. They are down 2 racks, and that top 3, you know, the top racks, they are now exposed.
We see this top fight again. Just able to get the cheese off on KP here was super crucial in the fight. Secondary black hole, excellent, but SCCC just demolishing Universe during that, but all the buybacks forced out.
And now here we go. EG, they're knocking on the doorstep of Newbee, pushing down the middle lane. Nice bit of goal there for Mugi as he cleans up the Eidolons with the Blood Right. But EG, you know, they have to commit pretty hard for this. There is definitely an opportunity to take this game if they can bring down Mugi.
Level 25
Oh, Universe puts the BKB preemptively, tries to get the jump, he found the black hole. It is onto KP, so they actually have the damage to finish him off. Zai comes in with the epicenter.
He zoned him, he saves him. Oh my God.
It keeps KP alive. Beautiful play from Kaka. He managed to save him there. The second black hole for Universe is down. They've lost two. Sonic Wave flies through from S-Triple-C. Triple kill for Mugi. EG are all dead. And GG
Kaka, are you kidding me?
Kaka! What a play there. The Aghanim Zerspirit, I believe he only just picked it up.
Oh,
keeping KP alive.
My God, that was absolutely beautiful.
Wow. And with that, that's EG down, knocked down to the lower bracket. Newbee with an incredibly deserved victory. 2-0.
We talked about the Blink BKB Enigma so much, but that was just damn impressive how Newbee played around it. Small mistakes from EG costing them heavily, but Newbee recognized what they wanted to do in this game. They had to change the pace and make sure they were the ones causing the fights to happen, and that's what they did.
Absolutely. Wow. I mean, Newbee, what a series for them to open up their run here at TI7. 2-0ing EG down to the lower bracket. And we saw that, I mean, the end of that game, EG certainly gave it their all. There were big attempts. Universe very nearly finding the black holes to seal the deal, but Newbee, they were just a step ahead from the Blink to the Abyssal plays. And that final play, that Kaka with the Ags, there was just nothing they could do. I mean, I think they saw it, they probably didn't realize what was